Say, we in that thing.
We are. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Is My Point Valid? Here he's coming. He got to come in with the
Say,
intro.
yeah, everyone. We was having a few difficulties, but we are back. We are in this thing, and we are back with another episode of.
Is My Point Valid?
Yes, we are here, and I want to say today. I mean, this weekend, last weekend was a very eventful one. And with that being said, let's get into what you know good. So what you got? What you know good, baby?
So as we all know, yesterday was Mother's Day or the Mother's Day weekend. So a lot of us celebrated our mothers. Some may have not celebrated their mothers, but we celebrated mothers. Yeah.
Ours, yes.
So I hope y'all had a good Mother's Day weekend.
And prayers out to those who have lost their mothers in the past years and had to deal with that because
It's
that's
has to be tough.
yeah, absolutely. Can't I don't know where I would be without my mother here. So yeah.
For sure.
But anyway, with that being said, what the topic for today? Oh, hold on.
You had another event. You're not just about to skip over, sir.
Okay, well, what the other event was?
It was only one event, but no, okay, there we go. It was
Mother's Day is an event. So
yeah.
yeah, you're right.
So before Mother's Day on Saturday, we did have an event, which was Chris Bryant's event.
Shout out to Chris Bryant.
And this was her third annual Rated X event.
Yeah.
And this is where she talks about mental health, awareness, and mental illness, and mental wellness. So that was a really good event.
Yes.
I took away a lot, saw a lot of people I'd love to be around,
Yeah.
All right, what you know good leads into our topic today. So, but before we get into the topic and before I say what the topic is, what was your biggest takeaway from Rated X?
You never know what people have gone through.
Mm.
People wear themselves. I'm gonna say they wear themselves very well, or they wear masks very well. They cover up very well. You have no idea the type of things that people are going through,
Right.
and what they have gone through.
Right.
So that was big for me. Just looking at the different people who were speaking, and I know these people from the outside looking in. So they get the inside scoop. Exactly. You're learning why people move the way they move, why they do the things that they do, and I mean, essentially, it's a beautiful thing because you're actually getting deep down into who this person is. So that's what I took from it.
My biggest takeaway was, like you're saying, you see people going through things. But the biggest takeaway for me was that although our stories are not the same, somehow they do correlate.
Absolutely.
And it's like, oh, I was going through this not at the same time, but they might have went through this and it might, and so imagine if we really like just talked about it, and which we're going to get into right now. So our topic is, but it was a good event. Thank you, Chris, for having us and just
all the speakers, everybody who spoke, everybody who attended.
Amazing.
Shout out to everyone.
Amazing. It was really awesome. Super duper awesome.
So with that being said, the topic for today is going to be
mental health awareness. And May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
So, we gotta talk about it.
Yes.
We have to talk about it.
And
that's what I was gonna say about imagine if we all talked about what we were going through, like really, and people really listened. I don't think we would go through so much if we really just stopped and listened to people to see like, oh, there's something wrong, and believe it that something is wrong,
and not just give them that superficial old school grandma remedies of go lay down, you tired, and things like that.
I'm not sleepy. There's something wrong.
There's something wrong.
All right.
Something adding up.
Right. All right. So to kick it off, my first question to you, Eels, or just in general, because it's us having a conversation, right? Um, what does mental, but like before we went to the event, before
Mhm.
we got knowing what it was, what did mental health look like for you, to you? Like, what was that like in
You
your
mean
brain?
for me personally, or what did it look like
Like,
overall? Like, what did I
for
what did I
you.
associate mental health with?
Or for you, like what did you think mental health was? You
I
personally.
mean, off the top of my head, when I hear mental health, the first thing you think about is crazy people,
Yeah.
psych wards, and things like that. People uncontrollably doing things. Um, but what I have grown to learn
Mhm.
is it looks like everybody,
Mhm.
because everyone is going through something
Some
mentally,
mental state. Yeah.
some kind of something. And half of the time we're going through these things, and like we said, we've been told, don't there's nothing wrong with you, just go get you some sleep or something like that. We've been told these things so much that we started to believe these
Mhm.
things.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we don't even feel like there's nothing wrong with us, in a sense. So
Because you have been told to,
cope.
don't cry, dry your tears. What you crying
Yeah.
for? Crying tears ain't gonna solve nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, this is just me. Tears do solve, not solve, but they're a release.
Yeah.
Talking is a release, right? So you're saying that it looked like crazy. I always thought like growing up, oh, there's something wrong, crazy and all this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that mental health is depression,
Absolutely.
bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, anxiety disorder,
Mm-hmm.
eating disorders, and addictive behaviors like opioids or alcohol.
Absolutely.
Those are with the addictive behaviors, it's coping. You're trying to cope with what's going on
Mm-hmm.
in your brain and block out what it is. Do you think that you have dealt with any of those that I just said?
Anxiety.
And not being like diagnosed by a
Yeah,
doctor.
I mean, before, anxiety is probably a big thing for me because I sweat a lot.
Mhm.
We all know I sweat when I get nervous. So that's all. I never associated it with a mental illness or anything like that, but I knew I would get nervous, overbearing nervous
Mhm.
when things were happening.
Mhm.
Come to find out, that's anxiety.
Mhm.
You sometimes feel uncontrollably sad
Mhm.
in situations.
Mhm.
Even when, like, like, if someone in your family passes away,
Mhm.
um, we often think it's just grief, but a lot of times that's depression.
Yep.
You are depressed. Yeah.
Because
Um,
you're not like before in the episode. I said I've never dealt with like death like straight on, but people that I've watched who have lost people, and I've seen them just move themselves away from the norm,
yeah.
and then like isolation is they
Yeah.
isolate
That's the
themselves,
first sign.
and it's like, but um that's not good. You need to stay around. And so
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading things. It's like, no, you surround yourself with the normal of what you know. Don't
Yeah.
change up anything, because once you get by yourself, that's like,
That's when your brain start
yeah,
working.
that's when
Idle
you're,
mind is a devil's
yeah,
playground.
that's when you're gonna like, that's no good, no bueno.
No bueno.
Um, so yeah, what else? Sad, grief.
Um, Addictive behavior. I never really been that deep into. All right, let's say this. I've never been diagnosed with anything, so I've
Mhm.
never had the opportunity to be prescribed any kind of opioids.
Mhm.
All of the opioids that I've taken have been through someone,
But
but some of
but
these people that
okay.
I've gotten these opioids from are,
So when you here we go, here we
huh?
go.
Let's dive in here.
When you ask these people for these opioids,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
What were you trying to do?
I was trying to cope.
Yeah.
I was trying to cover the pain.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't no mistaking that.
Like, no, but I'm saying, some people be like, well, I'm doing it for fun, or I'm just
Nah,
no,
nah.
that's what that was
It
my
is
question.
some people who do it for fun, but I mean, a
You
lot of the
were
times is people trying to get away from their normal,
you were trying to
get
cope.
away from their reality.
Yeah, I feel you.
It takes you to a whole nother space.
Yeah.
So it's like you forget about all of the things that are making you sad, anxious, or any other mental health issue that you may be dealing with.
So do you think you've ever dealt with depression? Do you know anybody who around you has dealt with
I know
depression?
people who are depressed and they don't know they're depressed.
Absolutely.
They walk around sad all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And well, not now, but as I look back, I'm
Mm-hmm.
starting to recognize a lot more because I know what to look for now.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that knowledge to know that that's what this person was dealing with back then.
Mm-hmm.
I knew what I was seeing, but I didn't know there was a name for it. And that was a lot of things. That a lot of time that's the case for a lot of different people.
Yeah.
They know what they're seeing. I mean, it's right in front of your face, but it's like I don't know what that is. I don't know what to relate that to.
And
I don't know how to get you help because I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
and a lot of people are afraid to go get help because they don't want to be labeled,
As crazy.
not
And I
even as
mean,
crazy.
but that is.
I like diagnosed myself. I think I'm not gonna say I think I was depressed because things were not uh going the way I thought
That they
they
should.
should have been going. Um Part of it too, I think, was because I hadn't dealt with having children back to back. So postpartum depression. So as you get older and you like, oh, because I had Ava and then in 2013 and then backdoored in 2014 and had Isabel, and I wasn't ready. Like, to be honest, I wasn't ready for another child. So I never coped with or dealt with it straight on. It was just like, boom, I'm gonna have a baby. I need to do this, this, and this, and this, and this. And then when she like got to the age of where like she could walk and talk and stuff, something hit me, and it was just like something. It was something wrong. I'm calling it depression. I think it was depression. What you think? I don't know. It was
Probably
it,
was.
you
Was
know
it postpartum depression?
postpartum depression,
Yeah.
but it was something that hit me, and I just wasn't, and I didn't feel like
You were ready.
not even ready. I didn't feel like me because it was like I was, the mom, the wife. It wasn't a good time.
It wasn't normal for you.
No. And then I do deal with anxiety. I have had attacks, anxiety attacks, a couple of them. Some in front of you, a whole lot by myself though. Like, and some that I just was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. And I guess that's wrong on my part too, because the person you where we're speaking on mental health
Awareness.
you need to let somebody
Make your
know,
people aware.
what's happening, what's going on. Be verbal about that stuff, things that's going on in your brain. Because if you keep it in your brain, uh,
It's gonna eat you up.
yeah. So I've never had a eating disorder. I've never been addictive to anything. Like alcohol and stuff, I stay away from because I know that it could be addictive to me and it could be a coping thing for me. So I'm like, if we're out eating, I'll get a drink and like socially social. I'm a social drinker, but if it's like I don't really buy stuff because I don't want to depend on that so
I
much.
feel that.
Yeah. So I don't get it, but if we out and it's a bunch of us, and I know I
We
can
getting it
share
in.
can share the bottle, then absolutely I'm going
Yeah.
to indulge. But yeah, so I did ask you, well, not really, but yeah, I did say, what was your initial thought on mental illness? And you said the first
Yeah,
thing was
I thought it
like
was just crazy people.
crazy, that because
Growing up, I
that was the
mean,
stigma, and it
hey,
still is, because some people are still not really understanding
mm-hmm. There's
what it
more than
is.
that.
You have people saying that they're just unfit, they're just unstable, they're crazy. And then
Yeah.
it's like, wait, no. And then you know what I think about a lot of times? Like every time I hear the word schizophrenia, I think of Donny Hathaway. Because of the story, I dang, I can't remember his story, but he was schizophrenic. And that's like how it was talented. And think about
Yeah.
all of these talented people that have made music and they're not here with us anymore. Imagine if instead of and they would put them in mental institutions
Mm-hmm.
and treat them not like humans, but just ugh,
And a
right?
lot of a lot of our rockers and things like that,
Yeah.
they were doing the drugs to cope with
To
what they were
cope.
going through.
To cope.
They weren't party people.
Right.
I mean, in most cases, these people were going through a lot.
Yeah. Now I don't know
And
if
the
Donny
money
Hathaway
and
was
the
ever. He probably
access,
was, but I don't know for sure if he was. But for me, it's just he always sticks out because he's one of my favorite singers or whatever. But and it's just sad because, like you said, the rockers and all that. If
mm-hmm.
they and then the thing about it is they be asking for help. They be
People don't be
asking, but people
listening.
don't be listening.
Yeah.
You remember that documentary we watched about the kids, and she was like, everybody around her was coming to her and telling her, dang it, it was something we had watched on Hulu.
The lady that they caught life for killing somebody.
No. They were child actors,
Mm-hmm.
and she did the documentary, and she was saying how, you remember
I think I know what you're talking about.
you remember the guy from Friday After Next with Chico? Was it Friday After Next with Day Day and the white guy that had the dog?
Yeah, yeah.
Remember
Mm-hmm.
he passed away because
Mm-hmm.
of that. But she was with Dang, I'm trying to sit here and make you understand.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, but they all went to her.
The one that was saying that after she got older, it got harder to get out there because people were looking at her for her body.
Yeah, her.
I got you.
But everybody around her was not right. She wasn't right. And so she was looking at herself like, I live, but nobody else. Remember, they were all going to her,
And they were all
and they
losing their
all losing,
lives.
taking their lives. And so she didn't know at that time that they were going through anything because she was going through her own thing. And so imagine how many people we don't stop and
The people that we think are strong people.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Your mama, your grandmama, they go through it too. And they're constantly pouring into our cup, but we have to remember, an empty cup can't pour nothing. So we need to get out there. Talk to your people. It's important that we get out there and talk to our people.
Yeah, and
Just have a conversation, ask questions.
take that stigma away that people are unfit. I think people are fit. They just don't know how to articulate, right? Like how they're feeling, or like we keep saying, or how
They don't want to be labeled.
right, or how
That
they've
stigma.
grown up.
Yeah.
My mom and dad didn't listen to me, so why would I want you to listen to me? And so I think the easiest route that they think is like, oh, let me, take my life because nobody cares.
Yeah.
But we need to start caring about people before that, before it comes to the head of them wanting to take their lives. We got to show people that we care.
We care. We love them.
We care. I already asked that. Dang, didn't even go in order. Oh gosh,
You went all out of order.
All out of order. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
I know for us as a people, we need to understand that there's some things we don't understand.
Yeah.
So it's important to educate ourselves in order to educate someone else.
Mhm.
So we need to actively be going out there and finding this knowledge because everybody knows somebody who's going through it.
Yes.
Everybody. It don't matter how strong, like we were saying before, it's the strongest ones who go through the most. So we got to make sure we filling their cup back up, especially if they filling ours up. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's reciprocity. It goes back hand in hand.
To
Do
be
for
a
those that do for you.
and be a good listener.
Absolutely.
Make people feel important. I've learned and don't belittle anybody and their feelings
Mm.
because guess what? People's feelings are valid. Even though you might not feel like they are, people's feelings and how they feel and what they're exerting out and telling you is what they feel. So you need to take into consideration what they are saying. It may go over your head,
Yeah.
right? But you need to listen. And then it might click for you. They were asking for help. And then you can see like well, in that moment I was there for them. Some people might just want you in a room with them. They might not even want any words said at all. They just might need your company. You don't have to say anything. Sit on your phone and just be there, Um, and I've been real big on this lately, being kind. Not just, oh, let me open the door, but like what comes out of our mouths to ourselves and to others. Like really, really being kind because there's always another way to say something.
Yep.
We say the first thing that comes to our brains. And it's like, hold on,
My
no,
downfall.
hold on. Let's think because you don't ever know what somebody is going through, what's gonna trigger somebody.
Yeah.
Like
And what that trigger is going to entail.
right. There was a video that a hotel manager or he worked at a hotel, but he was triggered because the man kept going at him and came out he was bipolar. He had an episode. But the man kept recording him and it's like in that
And laughing.
and laughing. And in that moment, it was like, you don't have empathy. You're not. And then at the end of the day, the guy who was recording tried to make it a race thing. Now I know we're real big on race and and all that, but we have to look at people as a whole too and see that people go through things. People ain't right up here.
Mm-hmm.
People ain't been right up here in a long time, and people are trying to cope. People have been trying to cope for a year because we had to be inside. Now, as for here in Texas, shoot, we was out in them streets a little bit, but in other states, people were really had to be
On lockdown.
and it messed with their mental.
Absolutely.
It messed with their
The
mental.
fear of the unknown will drive you crazy.
Not having, some people lost jobs. Some people, couldn't pay their rent, couldn't do this. And so that's why I tell Brandon all the time, be kind. Like and you have to look
I'm working on it.
You have to look at perspective because it's just like I don't ever want to go into a store and just fuss at somebody. I'm gonna be as paid. Like if somebody did something wrong, let them know like you didn't get this right, but you can be calm about it. You don't and we pull out a phone and
record. That's the first. That's
and that heightens somebody's anxiety.
Absolutely.
So I know.
And in that situation, if you just listen to the man, he was telling him the whole time.
There's something I have an issue. And he didn't want to hear it because it was.
He thought he just went crazy.
We stuck on this. Oh, it's a black and white thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not a black and white thing. Sometimes it's just a mankind thing. Like, and nobody is above mental health. Nobody is above it. Mental illness. Nobody is above it. People.
It don't matter how much money you make.
No.
Where you live, and none of that stuff matters. Matter of fact, the more money you make, the more you going through.
You're facing more problems.
Exactly. You got more coming at you on a regular basis. I'm not gonna
say you're facing more problems because I could be facing more problems. You just have money, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have to choose our words. how we like interact with people, just talk to people, how road like on the roads and stuff as well, because shoots, and not just big people, not just adults, children, we need to teach our children that it's okay to voice their opinions. We need to talk to them, not at them. Not saying that they won't grow up and have mental health issues as well, but could we lighten that curve up a little bit to where we are talking to them as humans? I'm just real big on that. Yeah, just be kind.
Just be kind.
He said it like
Be kind.
no, for real. I say it all the time, and it's been like super duper repetitive in my home. Like the girls will say something like out of line. It's like, wait, were you being kind? Like, was that kind? There's another way to say this. There's another way to react. Today Ava was reading her devotional, and then I guess Isabel wanted help with reading hers, and Ava said it was out of line. It was like, hold up, wait a minute, like you and they made Isabel cry. So like you messing with a person's psyche, their mental. So how we go at people, I'm just saying we can do better. Not saying it'll fix fix mental health, like, because it is personal as well. But shoot, you don't know, you might make somebody's day.
Absolutely, just saying some nice things.
And simple as how you doing today?
How you doing?
You all right?
I'm good.
Good.
Huh?
Good.
Yeah, that's how the conversation can go. But yeah, man, in Mental Health Awareness Month. So just check on your people, talk to your people, listen to your people. And we need to stop listening with the intent to answer.
Sometimes people don't want.
Sometimes they don't need an answer. They just need you. They just need them ears.
Just be there.
They need some eyes and some ears. I'm trying to tell you.
There. Don't you know, baby? Yeah.
Oh, she went in and went out real quick, like. But no, I think we made some valid points. I believe that some people needed to hear this. If you needed to hear this, let us know.
She look over your shoulder.
And she's still going.
Keep going.
Oh, that's my exiting music. Oh, okay. I feel that. But thank you to everybody who continues to tune in to Is My Point Valid? We do it for y'all. We do it for the feedback. We do it for all of that. So if you are seeing some value, are you getting some value, or are you hearing what you like to hear? If the conversations are something you would love to be a part of, please go to our YouTube and subscribe.
For sure.
Like, comment. That'll help us out in a major way. Help us keep this thing going. So we would love for y'all to do that. And like I said, we appreciate everyone's who was here today, here tomorrow, here yesterday. But y'all continue to stay blessed.
And let us know in the comments if you've went through any mental health issues.
Yes.
If you know anybody who's went through mental health issues, how did you cope? How are you coping? How did you deal? How are you dealing? Let us know.
Let us know.
Because we want to know.
We want to know. You got a song for that?
Yep. Okay, I'm done now.
All right, she done singing, and we are going to be out of here right now. So y'all continue to stay blessed. Have a blessed week, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.